Good morning, Hong Kong, and welcome back to another episode of Hong Kong Insurance 101. With all the uncertainty in the world at the moment, this week we're going to take a pause and talk about relocation insurance. Now, moving an established household is no mean feat and can be made even more difficult if you're relocating with your domestic helper, your pets, and having to deal with the immigration requirements at your destination on top of your logistical headache. There's a lot that can go wrong, even if you take all appropriate measures, because there will be so many risks that are simply out of your control. From the possibility of a total loss due to a cargo mishap to your suffering a simple bodily injury, an international relocation is a complicated endeavor. Some of the individuals and families currently considering a move away from Hong Kong will have only recently arrived and will be experienced hands at getting a relocation sorted out. However, some long-term residents are also starting to consider the possibility of a move away from their home. And in some cases, these individuals may have actually been born in the city. So with that in mind, here's what you need to think about when you're relocating. Now, if you have a Hong Kong home contents insurance policy, then in terms of managing your relocation risks, you're already off to a great start. Many home contents insurance options will allow for the coverage of personal possessions on a worldwide all risks basis. This means that your items are protected against accidental loss, theft, or damage anywhere in the world for any reason unless otherwise specifically excluded in the policy documents. You've probably taken advantage of this coverage feature while on holiday overseas, maybe without even knowing it. Should you have faced the loss of your laptop in Bali, for example, and you held a home contents insurance plan with worldwide dual risk coverage, then you would have been able to replace your laptop via a claim on your home insurance policy. There are terms and conditions here, however, and we recently did a whole episode on home contents insurance, so I'd recommend you go back and check that out. In relation to your relocation, the obvious shortfall is that you need a home for home contents insurance. And without an address in Hong Kong, your policy is technically void. Having said that, there may be ways around this. For instance, some Hong Kong home contents insurance plans will actually allow you to cover the contents of your overseas properties under a local policy. So for individuals and families privileged enough to have secondary properties or homes outside of Hong Kong, relocating your possessions to that residence underneath your existing home contents cover is eminently feasible. The coverage is already in place. The plan will likely already be providing worldwide all risks benefits. And with a secondary residence, you should be utilizing specified item protection. In this case, it would be possible to sell or release the Hong Kong property which holds the insurance following your departure from the city and take up a contents policy on your overseas property once you arrive in your destination. But how should individuals who do not have secondary residences outside of Hong Kong proceed? Well, if you don't have a home outside of Hong Kong being covered under a local home contents insurance policy, then the logical place to go in order to protect your belongings during a relocation is with a marine cargo insurance policy. While marine cargo or cargo throughput insurance plans can be purchased on a rolling basis to cover as many shipments as you may make during the course of any given policy year, for relocations, you'll likely be purchasing a one-off policy to cover your personal property as it travels from point A to point B. Marine cargo is important as it is extremely unlikely that you will be transporting your entire household overseas by air simply due to the extortionate costs involved. But transporting goods by ship is risky. There is a lot that can go wrong. In fact, maritime insurance products are highly complex policies that have extensive definitions of coverage, protecting against myriad conditions and risks. From the natural acts of God that cause cargo to wash overboard, through to determining how salvage rights impact a claim situation, marine cargo insurance can be the difference between a total loss and being able to replace your belongings if they should go missing en route to your final destination. When taking a marine cargo insurance plan out for your relocation, you will have to list the items that will be loaded onto the container and shipped overseas. The value of these items, the destination, and the method of transport will have an impact on the overall premium that you can expect to pay for coverage. That's us for this week. We hope you have a happy and healthy weekend. Please remember to like and subscribe to stay current with all our content as it comes out. And don't forget to ask CCW. We're simplifying your insurance.